può inserirsi, vediamo Zidane,
cross, Scholes cheers him on, he recovers the ball, to Rooney, he shoots, goal by United, Manchester takes the lead 2-1.
Ajeita, procura um companheiro, cruza para a boca da área, Dudu de bicicleta, gol!
agli spazi in cui può inserirsi, vediamo Zidane, attenzione, dribbla tutti quanti, un gol stupendo del francese.
There are not many who can play like him, being able to play soccer and make it look like a spectacular show. Zinedine Zidane is like a magician who performs a trick and always leaves his audience in awe. He is a superstar. He plays the game like he is the inventor of the sport. His style is so unique and original that his art is immediately recognizable on the field. He found his freedom on the soccer field with his friends from Marseille. It is impossible to miss him on the field. He is always in the play, and it is obvious that he is the star. His way of playing is electric. His ability is something mere mortals can only aspire to.
Zinedine Zidane, avant il habitait là-bas, maintenant il a changé, il habite là-bas avec son frère. Et son frère, l'autre jour, je l'ai vu.
I was born in Marseille in 1972. I am 28 years old and I think I learned a lot of things living in the neighborhood with my colleagues and my friends.
Niente, sì, penso che ho imparato tantissime cose nel quartiere con i miei colleghi, i miei amici. Penso che lì
This is where we begin to build something.
Che si costruisce qualcosa.
Sì.
La carrière elle a commencé ici, la carrière. Comme vous voyez derrière, là, elle a commencé ici et on a débuté ici avec les amis. On jouait ici 3 contre 3.
Un gardien là. On devait marquer. Quand ça sortait de la forme, là, c'était touche ou jamais de corner, toujours touche. Et si on était trop, si on était plusieurs, des fois on était plus que 3, on jouait sur la place. Sur la grande place, on mettait des t-shirts pour faire des cages et on jouait 11 contre 11, gardien, et tout, jusqu'à ce que les gens ils soient énervés et qu'ils nous disent partez.
Io ho avuto un'infanzia bellissima perché nel senso mi
I had a
mancavano
wonderful
delle
childhood.
cose.
We didn't have a lot, like we would eat meat maybe once a month, but it's better like this.
Però io sono diciamo che è meglio così, perché oggi di quello che mi arriva sono...
Because today with all that I have, I'm happy and it doesn't get to my head.
mi fa girare la testa. Perché...
À l'époque, Zizou, il était au centre de formation. Ça fait qu'il avait une petite chambre sur 20 mètres carrés. Et on dormait à 5 dans la petite chambre. Et lui, bon, il était au centre à l'époque. Et nous, on venait, puis le soir, il devait dormir puisque le lendemain, il avait l'entraînement. Et nous, on faisait du bruit, c'est ça, il ne pouvait pas dormir. Et on l'incitait à sortir avec nous et tout. Bon, il sortait avec nous. Mais il y avait Luis Fernandez à l'époque qui le surveillait. Alors il lui disait, fais pas de conneries parce que bon, c'est pas bon pour toi. Plus tard, tu vas voir, tu vas le regretter, tout ici et ça. Alors il était sérieux, il restait, et nous on se promenait dans Cannes, et puis voilà.
After he learned to play in the projects in the neighbourhood of Le Castellano, Marseille, Zizou moved up fast, getting better and better, already showing the signs of the champion he would become. He was not even 17 when he debuted at Cannes, where interestingly enough he even played as a fullback. After 4 seasons in the home of the famous film festival, Zidane was ready for the big jump. Bordeaux was waiting, and after that the national team. The Italians came to know him at the UEFA Cup of 1995-96, when he took Bordeaux to the Intertoto Cup, all the way to the final, losing the final game to Bayern Munich. Memorably, they won 3-0 against Milan with Zizou and his teammate Christophe Dugarry creating wonderful plays.
Zidane cerca Tolò, Zidane recupera, Dugarry, pericolo, destro e gol, incredibile!
After 4 years, Zidane was ready for the Italian league, and in 1996 he left Bordeaux for the Bianconeri, and France lost a great star.
Zidane, bello il tocco nel campo, si deve regolare nel lancio verso Zidane, l'aggancio di Zidane! Ma cosa è la parata di Martin, gran numero di Zinedine Zidane. Zidane esce il portiere, lo salta, Zidane tira e segna Zinedine Zidane.
Quando sono arrivato alla Juve ho cominciato
I started winning.
a vincere, quindi questo è la cosa.
This was the greatest experience since the beginning of my career.
Ho avuto da quando sono arrivato.
For Zidane, the first period of the Bianconeri is a conflicted one. On the one side, there is a miscommunication with Marcello Lippi, his coach, who would like him to play more defensively like former Juve star Paulo Sousa. On the other, he's feeling pressure from the critics who suspect some nationalistic trading with Michel Platini, another former Juve player, recommending Zidane to Agnelli, the president of Juventus. Zidane tries to do the best he can, but he is stuck between his coach, who wants him to do what he is told, and Agnelli, who wants him to prove what he can do. Zinedine Zidane was still a mystery to the Juventus of 1996-97. Agnelli continues to have his doubts, and Platini continues to say, just give him time. The next game was against Inter Milan, and the question still remained, where was the superstar who made the difference at Bordeaux? It's the 6th game of the Series A season. From Dale Alpi, the name of Juve Stadium in Torino, Inter goes down and Zidane finally shows his talent. His game was top-notch, and he topped off the game with a splendid goal. 1996-97 was a year of extraordinary success for Juve and the new star Zidane. Lippi finally gave him the freedom to play his game his way. He scored 5 goals that year and they made it to the finals in the Champions League, where they lost. Despite this, he proved himself in this final game and showed himself to be a true champion.
Zidane e Skolten, zona tiro, Zidane, Lind, Ieri, 1-2, Zidane, sbaglia, Ieri, la torre, Zidane, incredibile parata di Van der Sar.
He was a great player and a great kid, a great person. He deserved the satisfaction of the great goal he had, not to mention the great assist and the great game he had.
Attenzione a Zidane, può tentare il tiro, azione pericolosa della Juventus, Juventus che può partire con Zidane, attendiamo l'accelerazione di Zidane mentre c'è il movimento centrale di Vieri, la palla arriva, poi Zidane. Lo spazio di battuta, ancora Zidane che prende la circonvallazione per effettuare il cross, arriva Vieri, la conclusione, la palla termina di pochissimo. La Juventus va in gol con Attilio Lombardo, 34 minuti della partita. 2-0 per la Juventus, semifinale di Champions League. Vediamo Zidane, ha scambiato con Boksic, ancora Zidane, potrebbe andarsene laddove c'è spazio, arriva poi Skolten, perde quasi l'equilibrio Zidane ma riesce comunque a resistere, tocca bene per Lombardo che potrebbe avventurarsi in una battuta di prima, tutto ciò non avviene, è un affanno questa volta l'Ajax, Bogarda, poi Bilivio prova la conclusione della distanza. Zidane, vedete che sono 3 giocatori della Juventus contro 3 difensori. Zidane prova ad entrare in area, ancora Zidane, attaccato, c'è lo spazio buono, attenzione e la palla in gol di Amoruso, grandissima azione di Zinedine Zidane che ha dato ad Amoruso la possibilità di realizzare la terza rete al 33esimo minuto, mentre abbiamo visto finalmente che non è più impassibile Marcello. Serve Deschamps, ora la Juventus ha gli spazi in cui può inserirsi, vediamo Zidane, attenzione, dribbla tutti quanti, un gol stupendo del francese e la Juventus passa sul 4-1, ancora una doppietta, un gol al 33esimo di Amoruso, un gol al 34esimo di Zidane, più o meno quello che era accaduto nel primo tempo agli stessi minuti, 2 gol nel primo tempo, 2 gol nella ripresa, fantastico.
Later that season, they won the Intercontinental Cup, and Zidane was finally able to savour being at the top of his game. And this was only the beginning.
Ferrara, Borrini, batte Silvio, attenzione Del Piero, rete, Alex Del Piero, la Juventus va in vantaggio alla 36esimo del secondo tempo.
Con la Juve diciamo che vado d'accordo con tutti.
With Juve, I get along with everyone. There are 2 or 3 in particular whom I speak to more than the others, like Montero, Giuliano, Snyder, and Francesca.
Snyder, Fonseca.
Zidane, rete! La Juventus sblocca il risultato, Zinedine Zidane al 37esimo.
In 1997-98, history repeats itself and the team in Zidane are unbeatable, overcoming all obstacles. The Juve win the Scudetto again, and Zizou does even better, scoring 7 goals. The pairing of him with Del Piero is perfect, and there is no opposing defence that is able to stop them. He contributes to another shot at winning the Super Cup final.
Zidane, il tiro ed è rete. Zidane.
Cross di Pecchia, aggancia Zidane, sinistro, vola Schmeichel. Si propone Zidane, in area Zidane il cross, Inzaghi, rete!
Zidane disorienta Luzhny, Zidane si gira, Zidane, destro, Sciakowski. Zidane, Inzaghi, Zidane, 1 contro Luzhny, Zidane, sinistro, Sciakowski.
Zidane, quasi parità numerica. Ecco Del Piero dalla sua posizione favorevole, arriva Zidane, attenzione, Zidane, e c'è la palla stessa, gol!
Zidane, grandissimo anche lui, Del Piero, Zidane, destro,
E gol.
ed è rete, Zidane.
The loss against Real Madrid in the finals left a mark. In France, Zidane was being called Le Chat Noir, the Black Cat, a superstitious name, as if it was because of him they lost. In the past, Bordeaux lost once to Real Madrid and Juventus twice. There were outcries from the sports critics and public blaming him. But the truth paints another picture. The critics forget that the Bianconeri's number 21 had won 2 championships. It is the fate of a superstar to be under the scrutiny of the critics and reporters, to the point that they forget how good he really is.
Prima di arrivare alla Juve ho avuto tante difficoltà fisicamente.
Before joining Juve, I had a lot of difficulties physically.
Già più magro,
I was much skinnier,
meno,
not as sturdy and robust, so I had some difficulties.
E poi diciamo che con
And then let's say with the training here at Vetrone,
The year 1998 was the best year for the French champion. The Italian championship win at Torino made him famous around the globe. France begins in 1998, everyone believes that they're going to win everything as long as they have Zidane playing like Zidane. But the road is long and treacherous, and he finds it difficult playing in front of people calling him by his national nickname, Yazido.
Sì, nel senso che era la prima partita
Well,
del
yes,
mondiale.
in the sense that it was the first game of the World Cup, and it was the first time that we made it to the World Cup, and it was Marseille.
Amici, famiglia,
People, my friends, family, there were a lot of things that were telling me before the game that this is the most important game of my life.
Zidane qui attend, il a trouvé qui marche. Oh, c'était un ballon pour qui marche.
After their victory over South Africa, France won against Saudi Arabia 4-0.
Lizarazu, quando parte davvero velocissimo. Zidane, gran numero. Lizarazu, attenzione ad Henry ed è il vantaggio della Francia.
Zidane risks the championship for a penalty paid at a high price. He gets disqualified for 2 games. Zidane has to sit out the France versus Paraguay game in the quarter-finals, which ended in a golden goal.
Questo giorno sono stato malissimo.
This day was terrible for me. I felt terrible.
Perché prendo un cartellino rosso.
Because to get a red card, well, I knew I couldn't play and I didn't know how many games I would be out for.
Quante partite? Anch'io quando rivedo le immagini.
Even when I look back today and see the game, I realize I wanted to play. The only thing was I couldn't. I'd gotten a red card and I couldn't play.
L'unica cosa è che non potevo, nel senso che avevo preso il cartellino rosso, però potevo giocare, ero un giocatore della Francia, la partita era lì.
But physically I was there with them watching.
Quindi ero con loro.
Zizou re-enters play in the quarter-finals for another match to play with France. The opponent is Italy, and he has to confront many of his old teammates, especially Pessotto, who he follows step by step, pushing him to take his game to an even higher level.
Incrocia, carambone da quest'altra parte, attenzione a Zidane, arresto e tira con il sinistro. Zidane contro Pagliuca. Sì, un tiro e un gol.
The win over Italy and the win over Croatia in the semi-finals allows France to make history in the finals. Zidane outdid himself, playing the game as an art. He was heading all of the high balls and dominating the game in the air. In short, he was brilliant.
Colpo di testa e gol di Zidane, il primo gol di Zidane a questo mondiale, 27esimo del primo tempo. Zinedine Zidane.
Giorca F batte dalla bandierina.
Gol. E ancora gol, nuovamente Zinedine Zidane.
Una cosa che non potevo.
It was a thing I never could imagine. It was a wonderful memory.
Quindi è un bellissimo ricordo.
Having double success, winning the championship with the Bianconeri and then winning the World Cup with France, Zizou had fully deserved the Golden Ball Award in 1998, an award given to the best soccer player in the world. The trophy is given to him in a very interesting time, a time when it has become apparent that the streak of the Juventus with Lippi is coming to an end, and that the new season for the French star is not a promising one.
C'est que Soliman, magnifique. Ouais.
Sono arrivato qua, dovevamo fare l'allenamento e la testa.
I arrived here and we had to practice, but my head was still on
E quindi
vacation.
quello non deve succedere mai, perché purtroppo siamo anche noi.
This should never happen at all, but we're human, and if your head is in another place, even if you have the tools to be good, you just can't do it.
Anche se abbiamo le qualità per essere bravo, non si riesce.
Tocca per Zidane, controllo Zidane, rete, incredibile Zidane.
The numbers in 1998-99 did not look like they did 2 years ago. Zidane was in decline. He only played 25 games due to all the injuries common to players when they reach that level. His season was going downhill, and he only scored 2 goals. This was probably because of his low scoring opportunity and because his character changed a bit. His reserved self was beginning to talk back to the criticism from sport reporters. The public loved him the way he was, but the critics kept on him. To love Zidane deeply, we have to look at his solid game and his way of inventing a play and creating something from nothing. His ability to make things happen. The proof is in his teammates, who know what he is capable of doing and that they have never been let down by him. It is worth noting that the Golden Ball Award was well deserved, and he should be considered one of the All-Stars, like Michel Platini, because of his results and his abilities. He fully deserves to be considered one of the great champions.
Era prima a Parigi e ero con gli amici, con la famiglia, con la gente che
I was in Paris with my friends, family, and the people I hadn't seen for 2 years. This made me happy.
Quello che mi ha fatto piacere.
Quelle heure est-il? 6h. Il n'y a rien.
Et l'enveloppe dessus.
C'est bon,
Oui, oui.
Diciamo che sono molto timido, riservato.
Let's say that I am really timid and
sensibile,
reserved,
penso che la
and
cosa
also very sensitive.
che tutto mi fa sempre, anche una piccola cosa mi può fare
That everything, even a little thing, can hurt me.
male.
When the 1999-2000 Series A season begins, there is a remarkable curiosity in the air, and people wonder what will happen both for Zidane and the team. It's obvious that Juve cannot deny the fact that Zizou is able to create energy and is at the heart of the team. But it's apparent that the French star may be destined to end his Italian career sooner rather than later. The courting by major European clubs is impressive. With this attention, the Bianconeri in Torino ask him to prove himself with the kind of leadership he demonstrated with the French national team.
Un leader è uno che fa tutto.
A leader is someone who does everything, who knows how to do everything.
Voglio avere solo la responsabilità del campo, nel senso che per questa cosa sì.
I don't want to have all the responsibility on the field, but I want to be a good leader and do good things.
Campo, e ci devo essere anche fuori campo. Deve parlare anche.
But off the field you have to talk, and I'm not someone who likes to talk.
Mi piace parlare.
Calcio di punizione già battuto per la Juve, ecco Zidane. Doppio passo, va via Zidane. Sembra in grande serata, accelera ancora Zidane. Zidane non aveva il passo per provare il grande gol da 40 metri. Cercano due, Piero, via!
It is Zidane's class that makes all the difference, and this profound sense of a champion, who was once imported by Juventus to dominate the whole Italian league. Zizou's performances are all very convincing.
Sì, allora era una rimessa.
Well, there was a throw in from Pozzetto,
mi sa. Ho fatto 1-2 con.
And I did a give and go with Del Piero.
Quindi poi dopo
Then the ball was in mid-air and I did a fake to get into the penalty box, and that was it.
Ho fatto una finta per entrare dentro l'area di rigore. E poi basta, ho calciato.
With a left-footed kick, it was over.
Vediamo.
Zidane created perfection with the goal of the year in Reggio Calabria. He racked up 3 more goals in a gem of a game. He's now the same age as when Platini arrived at Torino. There's a shocking resemblance to Platini, and even his direct kicks are Michel's style.
Personalità naturalmente presenti in tribuna d'onore, spettacolare il colpo d'occhio dell'impianto dell'Olimpico, controlla il cronometro, l'applauso dell'Olimpico, partito il match, si gioca il posticipo della sesta di campionato Roma-Juventus. Carica della battuta Zinedine Zidane, la rincorsa del francese, il suo destro a girare, il gol della Juventus con Zidane, un destro diretto al quinto minuto, bianconeri in vantaggio.
If there is one game that captures the entire championship of Zidane and Juventus, it would be the one against Parma. On this bizarre day, the Bianconeri ruin the incredible, letting themselves get caught within the 90 minutes. Zidane's presentation was majestic. Never had his feet moved in and out of players like in that game. It was a tough game for the opponents and an emotional one for the fans. The story of the champion Juventino is found here. With a pass here and a pass there, Zidane tries to pull the team together, but to no avail. It is a shame to see a talent like this wasted in the final minutes. But the beauty of Zizou's playing remains truly unforgettable.
Zidane, sinistro, sul fondo di niente, cross verso il centro, anticipato Kovacevic, poi Zidane, sul fondo c'è calcio d'angolo, 33esimo.
Complimenti, ho avuto tantissimi complimenti un po' di tutti, però
I've had a lot of compliments from many people, but the one thing that means the most to me is from a little boy who came to me and said that one day he wants to be like me.
Voglio essere come te. Quello penso che è una cosa che mi viene ai brividi, perché voglio dire, io sono stato...
This is something that gives me chills because I had the same thing. I had my idol, Enzo Francescoli, and I never talked to him when I was young.
Non ho mai parlato con lui quando ero giovane. Ho parlato adesso un po' sul tardi e ho avuto anche la sua maglia e quindi posso...
I've talked to him now that I'm older. I even have his jersey. So I can understand what's going on in the head of a young boy, and when he tells me this, it's the most beautiful thing there is.
È la più bella cosa che c'è.
The year 2000 was an important year in his soccer career. 16 years after Platini's success with the national team, the people of France called on Zizou. Zizou and his teammates were found in a difficult situation, playing against rivals Holland and Belgium. Number 10 rekindled his spirit of France in 1998, finding it in the quarter-final game against Spain, driven by Raúl, ending Spain's run for the European Cup.
Già pronto Zidane, destro e la Francia in vantaggio. Capolavoro balistico di Zidane. Niente da fare per Canizares. 32 minuti del primo tempo. Passa la Francia.
France presented the best game ever. Zidane, a true leader, has always been an inspiration. This is true even in the hard semi-final game against Portugal, where he still showed his talents. He was amazing and was playing the role of match wing in the overtime game. There is something more than concrete about Zidane, something about him as a person shining through in his playing style. There is efficiency in his game, but there is something more. He enjoys the game, he has fun, and he has extraordinary form. He has the ability to do everything, even the impossible. And he makes it look simple with his flawless playing. If the Golden Ball Award of 2000 is presented to him for the second time, it is because of this kind of game and this kind of work.
Zidane a 10 secondi dal 45esimo, il tiro di Zidane e il pallone che finisce non lontano dall'incrocio dei pali, un tiro comunque superbo. Taglia fuori 2 avversari, 3 avversari, straordinario. Zidane, vediamo quello che succede, ancora un avversario, aveva fatto una cosa alla Maradona. Zidane contro Vitor Bahia, il momento decisivo, probabilmente decisivo della partita. Zidane, la palla in gol, non poteva sbagliare, non ha sbagliato e ha spedito ancora una volta la Francia Sandreani in finale.
Fino alla finale ho giocato benissimo anche.
Up until the final game I was playing great. I was really happy with myself and everybody. We all played really well.
Perché avevamo proprio giocato bene. E con l'Italia penso che abbiamo fatto loro.
But with Italy, I think they played a really great game. I think they played the best game of all the European teams.
La più bella che hanno fatto dell'Europei.
And ours was not as good.
Quella meno bella.
In the final game, Italy versus France, Zidane is unable to do much. And although he didn't play well, he was still at the center of attention and his presence was felt. The Prime Minister of Italy, Berlusconi, was critical of Zoff, the Italian national team coach, because his players could not control Zidane, even though Zidane was not playing his top-notch game. Zoff later resigned from coaching the Italian national team because of the political criticism that was centered around Zidane.
È partita la finalissima del campionato d'Europa. Ed ecco Zidane a centrocampo, cerca il numero, viene intercettato da Di Biagio che gli ruba il pallone, lo dà ad Albertini. Zidane a sua volta fermato ottimamente da Cannavaro, entra in possesso di palla Zidane, raddoppio immediato ed è Tessotto che mette fuori, non c'è marcatura uomo su Zidane. Zidane, Zidane converge, arriva anche Del Piero, poi Maldini, quindi è Del Piero, Pires, attenzione, va verso il fondo, Pires, pericolo, parte il cross, Victor, gol! La Francia è campione d'Europa. Trezeguet ha segnato il 2-1 per la Francia.
2 years after the victory, France also gets crowned the champion of Europe. Zidane makes it into history and becomes the most popular player in his country.
I miei amici di prima sono oggi le stesse.
I have the same friends now that I had when I was 15.
15 circa. E siamo sempre così. Siamo sempre amici, però non è Zinedine Zidane.
When I return home, it's not Zinedine Zidane, the soccer star. My friends could care less about that.
Questo se ne frega un po'. È l'amico
Friends are forever.
Di sempre.
C'est très bien. Franchement, et quoi de mieux? Pour un mec pour un garçon qui a grandi à Castellane, qui est parti avec beaucoup de difficultés dans la vie, pas beaucoup de moyens, arriver là où il est, franchement c'est bien. Moi je dis chapeau.
Dans la vie, il était comme aujourd'hui, il n'a pas changé. C'est vrai que sur ça, il n'a pas beaucoup changé. Même quand on jouait sur le terrain de foot, il était toujours pareil, il jouait au ballon. Mais c'est vrai que le truc qu'il avait de bien, c'est qu'il était plus fort que nous. Il était beaucoup plus fort que nous au ballon. Et que nous, comment vous dire, il est resté simple, un seul mot, il est resté simple.
What you've seen today is the story of a man who could be considered the greatest soccer player alive. And although he'll never say so, his game speaks for itself.
Dans les tribunes, j'étais dans les tribunes avec tous les amis, Yvon, Baba, tous les autres, on était dans les tribunes et on a fêté la victoire avec lui, on était très contents, surtout qu'à la fin du match, quand le match a été fini, ils ont fait le tour du stade, il nous a vus, il est venu nous sauter dans les bras et ça nous a fait un plaisir énorme, on était très contents et on ne peut pas savoir ce que ça nous a fait à nous.